lot has happened in Hollywood this year. Celebrities faced the good, the bad, and the ugly, and many of them just didn't make it out in one piece. So many celebrities faced cancellation and backlash, and some of it was so severe that their public image has been tarnished. Today we're gonna talk about some of those celebrities who might be going into 2022 with a little less fame and fortune as we count down the top 10 celebrities who won't be famous next year, part 2. At number 10, Armie Hammer. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the Armie Hammer scandal by now. This actor had to be included on this list because it was the first big scandal that really blew up this year, and it really destroyed the actor's career. Back in January, some of Armie's private messages with other women came to light, depicting the actor in a not so flattering way. The messages, leaked by the Instagram page House of Effie, exposed the actor for his bedroom fantasies, among other adult things, and this created a snowball effect that led to people coming forward with their own allegations of misconduct against the actor. Things took a very serious turn, and soon an investigation was launched to look into some of the claims made by some of Armie's alleged victims. Because of the scandal and its severity, this took a huge toll on Armie and his career, and he lost a lot as a result. We know that no one is quick to forget a scandal like this in Hollywood, and so as a result of this huge scandal and the allegations against him, Armie started losing everything he worked for, including movie roles and representation in the industry. No one knows what the next step is for him, but one thing's for sure, he won't be famous next year. At number 9, Marilyn Manson. Another really huge scandal that happened this year that absolutely obliterated someone's career came from singer Marilyn Manson. This scandal shocked a lot of people because of how serious it was and how many people it affected. It all started when Marilyn's ex-partner, actress Evan Rachel Wood, came forward in an Instagram post to name Manson as someone who had harmed her for a long time. In her statement, Evan cited how manipulative Marilyn was, accusing him of brainwashing her, and told her fans about how Manson caused her so much mental, physical, and emotional pain. This caused more people to come forward later on, including Game of Thrones actress Esme Bianco, who came forward with some of the horrible encounters that she had with Manson as well. Following this scandal, Manson was dropped by his music label, and the LA County Sheriff's Department began an investigation looking into some of the allegations against the singer. It was alleged that his label covered up a lot of what Manson had been doing to other people, and that only made him look worse. Since this scandal broke, Manson has hit rock bottom in his career and social status because of how alarming this scandal was. So I don't think that the singer is going to be famous for the next little while. Before we carry on talking about the celebrities going into next year with a little less fame, why not take a brief moment to leave a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also while you're at it, consider subscribing to the channel to see more videos like this one. At number 8, Chris Harrison. With every season of The Bachelor or Bachelorette, there's at least one scandal. But earlier this year, things were a little different because a pretty serious scandal broke and it led to someone losing their job. The show's longtime host Chris Harrison landed himself into some hot water this year after he started facing backlash for the comments he made about one of the contestants' past. At the beginning of The Bachelor season earlier this year, photos of one of the Bachelor contestants was leaked showing her in a few compromising situations, specifically of her attending an antebellum themed party, and many fans saw this as highly offensive and racist. When the scandal first broke, a conversation was obviously sparked, but when asked about his take on the situation, Chris ended up offending some people as he responded saying that it was in the past. In an interview on Extra with former Bachelor/Bachelorette contestant Rachel Lindsay, when asked about this contestant's controversial photos, Chris was seemingly dismissive of her actions of her being at this party, and he continued to try and defend his stance, saying that he didn't want to make any comments before the contestant in question had spoken out first. Instead of helping the situation, fans of the show saw this as perpetuating racism, and so he was cancelled. As a result of this drama, Chris was let go from the show and hasn't really been seen much in the media since, prompting some to believe that he won't be famous anymore. At number 7, Chrissy Teigen. For Chrissy Teigen, the internet has not been the greatest place to be, for her at least, after she got cancelled for bullying Courtney Stodden when they were younger. Chrissy had some old tweets and DMs leaked which showed some very offensive messages to Courtney from back when they were still a teenager. Courtney rose to fame after they married Doug Hutchison when they were still very young, and this sparked international attention and also seemingly saw Chrissy turn into a very mean person as she allegedly sent a number of hateful messages to Courtney. Courtney spoke out about how they received such hateful messages from Chrissy, where they said that the hateful messages and harassment they received from her back then came during a very hard time in their life and really didn't help them navigate the pain they were feeling at the time. Chrissy has since apologized to Courtney for her actions, but after seeing many of the messages and tweets, a lot of fans aren't quick to forget what Chrissy has done. Chrissy has even started losing work because of this, because it exposed the hateful side of her, so maybe she might lose some fame next year as part of the lingering effects of this scandal. At number 6, DaBaby. Rapper DaBaby was yet another celebrity to be cancelled this year, and it was not pretty. The rapper's controversy came after he said some pretty offensive things while on stage performing at Rolling Loud in Miami. While on stage, the rapper made a series of offensive comments about the gay community, as well as perpetuating some of the stereotypes around HIV and AIDS. While on stage, the rapper made some comments about the illness, calling it a quote, deadly sexually transmitted disease that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks, end quote. He also went on to say some more homophobic things about gay men that also added fuel to the fire. Many people clapped back at the rapper, like celebrities including Dua Lipa and Elton John, who condemned the rapper's comments and tried to educate the public on the misinformations that DaBaby spread, how it was wrong, and tried to educate the public specifically on HIV and AIDS to put the stigma spread by DaBaby's comments to rest. Because of this scandal, the rapper got into a lot of trouble with fans and was knocked down a pedestal or two, so maybe in the new year, you might see the rapper try to grasp onto what's left of his fame after this scandal. At number 5, James Corden. This year, the people turned on James Corden. James was trending a lot on Twitter this year, and not for the best reasons either. The amount of times I saw James Corden trending for people just talking about how much they hate him says a lot about what people in Hollywood think of him. The actor and late night host got into a few scandals this year, so following all of that, 2022 is probably going to be a rough year for James and his career. So far this year, James has faced backlash for his Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts segment because he was exposed for using traditional Asian foods as part of the gross foods for the bit, and on top of that, he faced a lot of scrutiny for his Golden Globes nomination for his role in the movie Prom, where he played a gay character because people thought that he used too many gay stereotypes in his portrayal of the role. Furthermore, a number of people who've worked with him or have had encounters with the host have also made a lot of negative comments about him, making him look like a pretty bad guy. To make matters worse for James and his career, some fans have literally started making petitions to keep James out of certain big Hollywood productions. People are really starting to dislike James, so like I said, 2022 might be a struggle for the late night host. At number 4, Gina Carano. Let's talk about another celebrity who faced a lot of backlash this year. Actress Gina Carano, known for her role on the Disney Plus series The Mandalorian, was exposed and cancelled for her old Twitter posts. Earlier this year, Gina began to face massive backlash for her social media posts that exposed her ideals and opinions that many people took offense to. Though there were a few posts that garnered a lot of negative attention, such as her comments on putting your pronouns in your social media bio, the one that seemingly was the last straw for her career was a post that compared being a Republican to being a victim of the horrors of World War II, saying that Republicans are being persecuted because of their political beliefs. A lot of people took offense to this and led to more backlash and to her getting exposed for her unpopular opinions. Other posts that caused Gina to face scrutiny include her tweets about voter fraud in the US, as well as posts mocking people who wear masks amidst the pandemic. Because of this scandal and all of the negative press Gina was getting, she was promptly fired from The Mandalorian and hasn't really been seen much since. Because of the nature of this scandal and the offensive things that were said, Gina might struggle to keep her fame in the coming year, because as we all know by now, Hollywood does not forget. At number 3, Jamie Lynn Spears. Another person who might not be famous in the new year is none other than Britney Spears' sister, Jamie Lynn Spears. Jamie Lynn got caught up in the scandal that was her sister's conservator case, and it didn't end well for her. There was a lot of family drama involved, as you can imagine, but instead of laying low and riding out the storm, so to speak, she jumped into the spotlight, and doing that attracted a lot of hate towards her. Many of Britney's fans criticized Jamie Lynn for not standing up for her sister and watching her suffer through the conservatorship for so long. Things took such a nasty turn for Jamie that it damaged her relationship with Britney and has caused her to attract a lot of hate and scrutiny. Because this Britney drama is still pretty fresh in people's minds, Jamie Lynn might not be too famous in the coming year, and she might still be cancelled by a lot of her sister's fans. At number 2, Jesy Nelson. On October 8th of this year, former Little Mix member Jesy Nelson released her music video for her song Boys featuring Nicki Minaj. After the video dropped, the singer was promptly cancelled and backlash ensued as viewers immediately started commenting on Jessy's appearance in the video and speculating on whether or not Jesy was deliberately trying to portray herself as a black woman for the content, and people started calling her out for blackfishing. In the Boys video, fans pointed out that Jesy was using a lot of black-centric aesthetics in the video, most notably a darker tan. But with this blackfishing controversy came more drama as people started looking into Jessy's past with Little Mix. Soon drama started to unfold with the group as one of the girl group's members came forward to say that she had actually warned Jesy about blackfishing and how it's wrong, but Jesy still did it anyway, and even went so far as to claim that no one had ever commented on it until this video came out. Things got messy and some fans started second guessing their support for Jesy, so maybe in the new year we we won't see much from the former girl group member. And finally, at number 1, Travis Scott. Travis faced a lot of backlash in the last few weeks after the tragedy that occurred at his Astroworld concert. The rapper's performance ended in tragedy as the chaos that ensued during the concert left multiple people dead and hundreds injured. 10 people lost their lives due to the event that unfolded, and many others are still recovering from their injuries, as well as the families of those affected still trying to cope with everything that happened with their loved ones. There was a lot of footage circling the internet showing what happened that night and the madness that occurred during the performance, with people showing the crowds of people and even some fans yelling "stop the show." After the incident, we found out that the Houston police chief actually warned Travis about crowd control prior to the event, expressing his concerns for public safety. After people found this out, Travis started facing even more backlash as fans said that if the rapper really listened to this warning, these casualties could have been avoided. Travis has spoken out several times on the matter, but each time he makes a statement, it seems to make the whole situation worse for him, which certainly isn't helping his career or his fame. Because of the severity of this scandal, Travis might not be very famous in 2022. Before we wrap things up for today, I want you guys to leave a comment down below telling me which other celebrities you think won't be famous next year and which celebrities you think will be really successful in 2022. Leave me your thoughts down below. Anyways, that's it for me. I've been your host, Room, and until next time, stay safe, make good choices, and stay groovy, friends.